Tip number 135 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. This is the section on banking and accounting, and of course the first tip, number 135, is basic accounting. Let's face it, without basic knowledge of anything, you're going to have a difficult time doing it, performing that function. If you don't know anything about plumbing or you don't have a basic knowledge of it, then you're going to have a difficult time putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, all the pipes and the fittings. So, and the same thing holds true for your money, basic accounting. If you don't have these skills, this is a must-do. Don't think that you can hire somebody else to do something like this and everything's going to be fine. You're never going to have any problems with it. You can hire someone to do it, but you've got to get the knowledge. You've got to understand what they're doing. For years, people have been taken advantage of because they didn't understand some of these concepts. Professional athletes have been taken advantage of by money managers because they weren't really paying attention, or they didn't think they had to pay attention. I'm telling you right now, if you're a contractor and you want to be a successful contractor, you want to make more money, you want to have a better life, a higher quality of life, you will need to understand basic accounting. And I wouldn't stop there. I would get into understanding everything you possibly can about banking, accounting, investing, stock market, real estate, everything you possibly can, because these will provide you with additional avenues in the future. So it's kind of just like, hey, all I need to do is be a contractor, then that's all you're going to be. You could end up working for the rest of your life. But if you eventually learn that, hey, you know what, I need to, I'd like to make my money, I'd like to invest it, I would like to actually earn more than what the bank's paying me. Are there other avenues? And of course, you're going to need to find these other avenues. So, and one of these avenues might actually be just purchasing this book. You know, the reason why I wrote the book was to provide contractors with another avenue of learning. You know, I've never seen a contractor book. I've seen how to be a contractor and stuff like this, books or remodeling contractor books. I've read them myself, but they really didn't have just a basic, little bit of basic information here and there. You know, it's kind of like, 3 or 4 pages that could have been summed up in one paragraph. And that's kind of what I tried to do in this book. So if you're looking for ways to increase your profits, you're looking for ways to work a little less, spend a little less time working, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to pick this book up, or at least watch as many of these videos as you can. And the more videos I make, it looks like the more this book is starting to be popular, starting to get the word out there. I highly recommend it for anyone who is starting out, and even people who have been in the business for a long time, if you're having a difficult time. And I can't tell you how many times I've read one book and learned one thing from that book, spent hours reading this book and only learned one thing. But that one thing that I learned was, became extremely valuable. And it's kind of like putting a piece of the puzzle together. You can have the whole puzzle, but without 1 or 2 pieces, it's not going to be complete. And once you get that complete puzzle built, you can really start to, get some traction and start moving. I've seen it with so many people. They're missing a couple of pieces and they're spinning their wheels. They're not getting anywhere. And again, this goes back to this accounting thing. You can be the best builder. You can be the greatest carpenter. You can be the best architect. You can do this. But if you don't understand the structural engineering part of this, or if you don't understand where the plumbing pipes are going to go, where the electrical panel is, then you're really missing something. You're not getting the whole, you're not going to be the best, no matter what you think you are, unless you understand the simple, basic concepts of the entire home building process. So, and again, that helped me a lot as a framing carpenter. And then later on as a framing contractor. I mean, let's face it, I knew where the plumbing pipes were going to go. I had a pretty good idea where all this stuff was, so I wouldn't put a board in the way. I wouldn't put a beam in the way. And if there was a structural beam in the way that the engineer missed, I knew it. I could see it. This made me extremely valuable to the people I worked for. And when I turned my bid in and they said, hey, we can't pay this, it's too much money, that's fine. You won't have my skill, you won't have my knowledge. And a lot of times that was what the breaking point was. You know, I got more money because I knew more. And I suggest the same thing for you. Learn as much as you can about every aspect of the business, including money management, accounting, investing, etc.